Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video announcements. It was so good to be with everyone this past Sunday. What a lovely Easter Sunday service. And we've got a bunch of things coming up. On Wednesday of this week is our drop-in grief group led by Karen Campbell. She offers space to anyone who's experiencing any type of grief, whatever stage you're at. You're welcome to join her. That is 7 p.m. on Wednesday on Zoom, and just be in touch with Karen for the Zoom link to that. This Saturday is the next meeting of the 603 Equality Nashua Hub. It's going to be at the Nashua Public Library from 3 to 4:30 p.m. That's this Saturday, April 15th. And 603 Equality is a statewide advocacy and education group based working for the LGBTQ plus community here in New Hampshire. They've been doing some great work during this legislative session, and this is a chance for us to get a local presence together. So I hope you will join me and others at the 603 Equality Nashua Hub meeting this Saturday. On Sunday, we will have our service, and we are going to be focusing on investing in our vision and what it looks like for us to invest in this vision we have of a building that is more welcoming and more accessible and greener, as well as investing in the vision of our daily lives as a congregation. So I hope you will join us for that. I think it's going to be, we're going to try to have some fun in the service. I hope it'll be inspirational. And afterwards, there will be a celebratory festive fellowship hour with lunch. So join us on Sunday to talk about investing in our vision, and to share some food and fellowship after the service. There will also be workshops for kids during the service, and so kids kind of ages 4 to 12, there'll be workshops, and they've got some really fun stuff planned this month. Some of them will be making thank you notes, artistic thank you notes that we're gonna use in our annual pledge drive and capital campaign, and some of the kids are gonna be preparing for a fundraiser that they're gonna hold later in April, because they wanted to be able to contribute to this effort. So that'll be fun workshops for kiddos. And we are good for volunteers for fellowship hour for this Sunday, but we could use some greeters. I'd love to have you just be there to say hi to folks as they arrive. We would love some greeters, and we definitely need folks for the future for fellowship hour and greeters. Next week, there are a couple things happening on the 18th, April 18th. That's Tuesday evening at 7:30 p.m. is the next Caring Circle. And there will once again be 2 breakout rooms. One will be for people who are parenting young children, and we're defining that as 0 to 12, so kind of not teenagers. So people who are parenting kiddos. And then the other breakout group will be for caregivers, people who are caring for other adults. So you are welcome to join for either of those. You can just drop in. You don't have to tell me that you're coming, but I'd be happy to hear if you're planning to come. And that's from 7:30 to 8:30 on Zoom. I'll drop the Zoom link in the comments for you. The other thing that's happening Tuesday night, April 18th at 7 p.m. at Riviere is the annual Yom HaShoah event, and that is a Holocaust remembrance. And the Interfaith Choir will be singing, and the featured speaker is Judy Battalion, who has written a really interesting sounding book. And so I encourage you to go. All the info is in the newsletter, but I'll also put a link to the info. You don't have to register, but I'll put a link to more information in the comments. A couple things coming up later on in the month. On April 29th, there are 2 community events that I want to make sure you know about. One is UU Action New Hampshire, our UU statewide action network, is having their annual meeting from 9 to 2:30 in Concord. I'll put a link to more info about that. But if you would like to learn more about UU Action, connect with other UUs doing justice work across the state, that's a great place to do it. It's at the Concord UU Church, April 29th, 9 to 2:30. And that evening, our Nashua NAACP is holding their Freedom Fund dinner, which I'll put a link to more information about that as well. It starts at 5:30 p.m. We are one of the sponsors of the event as a congregation. I know there'll be folks from the congregation going. So if you are interested in supporting the NAACP, this is their big fundraiser of the year. And then there's a couple things happening on May 6th. So I'm going all the way out to May 6th to tell you about a couple things. Save the date. The New Hampshire Council of Churches is having their annual meeting from May 6th, on May 6th, 9:30 to 12 in Concord at the Concord United Methodist Church, Wesley United Methodist Church in Concord. I am moderating a panel at that meeting, so that I think is going to be really interesting. You can hear more about the Council of Churches and what their future is going to look like. So would love to see you there, 9:30 to noon on May 6th. I'll put a link in the comments where you can register. And finally, we are going to have a talent show May 6th in the evening, 6 to 8. We'll have a potluck and games, 6 to 7. And then 7 to 8, we'll do the talent show portion. So hope you can join us for that. And I'll put a link in the comments where you can RSVP. And that's what I've got all the way out to May. Can you believe it? But hope we'll see you this weekend, if not before.